Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
Shopping is hard, right? But I found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And he sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what works and send back the rest. It's so easy. Make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
The NFL is back, and FanDuel's got everything you need to play your game, from same-game parlays to live betting. Right now, new customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. 21 plus and present in select states. 18 plus in Kentucky and Wyoming. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
On tonight's episode of Nightmare on Memory Lane, in the small town of Wellsville, the year is 2025. Jonathan Watts, a local resident, was riding his bike home from school. That's when he made a terrifying discovery, one that will scar him for the rest of his life.
I took the shortcut through the alley by Miss Jacootie's house like I always do, and that's when I saw it. I couldn't believe it! Mr. Tastee's ice cream truck. Smashed. There was glass, oil, and ice cream everywhere. I walked closer to investigate. Mr. Tastee's beloved in Wellsville. I mean, that guy passes out ice cream and popsicles to us every summer. I was worried about him. So I looked in the back door, and that's when I saw all the blood.
Blood was right. But whose blood was it covering the walls of Mr. Tastee's wrecked ice cream van? Was it his blood, or possibly someone else's?
My name is Pete Wrigley. I grew up in Wellsville. I first met Tastee back in '83. I remember he was the only ice cream man around. I always knew there was something more to him. The big ice cream swirly head he always wore creeped me out. It wasn't until later in life when I realized something was really wrong with him.
Pete was right. There was something wrong. Very wrong.
I was a crossing guard in Wellsville from 90 to 95. I used to see Tastee every summer. I thought he was weird from day one. He never dropped the shtick. Even when the kids were all gone and he was closing shop for the day, I tried to talk to him a couple times, shoot the shit, offered him a square, asked if he wanted to go down to Smitty's for a beer. Nothing. Kept his stupid ice cream head on the whole damn time. I used to bust his balls saying, I bet you can't see shit driving around with that big head on like that. He'd just laugh it off and say, you'd be surprised what I can see. Looks like you could use a blue tornado bomb, my friend. It was a fucking weirdo, man.
My name's Pete Wrigley. I grew up in Wellsville. My first memories of meeting Mr. Tastee? I want to say it was the summer of '89. I remember it was a record-breaking hot summer that year. My older brother Pete and I were outside melting with the other kids on the block, and almost like a mirage in the desert, I heard the sweet sounds of Tastee's ice cream truck creeping around the corner. We actually tried to figure out his identity one year. We never could.
What the citizens of Wellsville don't know is the beloved Mr. Tastee was actually Lawrence Simon Nelson, a man connected to over 35 cold case murders. In a recent nationwide DNA tracknet, one match began popping up all over the country, leading investigators straight to the door of Lawrence Simon Nelson.
Do I know Tastee? Yeah, I know that asshole. I'm just finally glad they caught him. I tried to warn them. I tried to warn everybody. And nobody listened to me because I was just a kid. I asked him for a blueberry blowtorch. He told me to check the freezer. So I climbed in the back, and I'd never been in an ice cream truck before. So I opened the freezer, and it wasn't full of ice cream. It was full of human heads. I tried to scream, but before I knew it, I was gagged and stuffed in Tastee's freezer. That's when I blacked out. I woke up later that night in his basement. I was bound to a chair, couldn't move. I couldn't yell, couldn't do anything. All I could do was sit there and watch. I could see him sitting at the workbench. His back was turned to me, and that big ice cream hat he wore was hung on a post next to him. I kept trying to see his face. I mean, if this asshole was gonna kill me, at least I wanted to know if I knew him or not. And that's when he started talking.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. You looked in the wrong freezer, bud. You weren't supposed to see all those. If you just would have looked in the right freezer, you could have grabbed your blueberry blowtorch and been on your way. But you didn't, did you? I'm afraid it's too late now, Jeremy. You know too much. I can't let you go. I'm sorry. I have to add your picture to my wall.
I've never been more scared in my entire life. I mean, he never once turned to face me. He just sat at the bench, sharpening knives or whatever, and he kept slicing off little chunks of something and feeding it to these hissing bugs in jars. It was disgusting. But every once in a while, he would spin his tasty head on that post. And man, I still have nightmares watching that spinning face.
Wait, Lawrence Simon Nelson? No way. You're telling me Larry Nelson is Mr. Tastee? That guy was a librarian at Wellsville High School. He always went overboard with Halloween decorations in the library, like every year. I remember my senior year, I stopped in to drop off The Great Gatsby, and I got freaked out because he stapled his skinned face to the drop box. It looked exactly like my brother's friend from back in the day. Had that same weird smirk, broken glasses and everything. And we never saw him again after that.
Mr. Nelson? Yeah, he was a librarian, but that guy was also an after-school music teacher. I learned the entire Sabbath catalog on bass from his ass. That's the reason we named my high school jam band the Gut Buckets. He said it sounded solid. Wait, you're telling me he murdered someone? This is crazy. Who? When?
Lawrence Simon Nelson didn't just murder one person. He's a serial killer. His victims range in age from 11 to 58. The majority of his crimes taking place in and around the greater Wellsville area. They have all gone unsolved for decades, until now.
We were able to match Mr. Nelson's DNA with the cold case murder linked directly to the Wellsville Ripper suspect. This was really the missing piece of a much larger puzzle. Wellsville PD had been on the hunt for the Ripper since the early 90s. We were always just one step behind him.
How did I escape? Honestly, man, the nightmares make it seem like I never really did. I'll never get to be that kid I was before I got into his truck that day. But how I got out of the basement? Well, there was a knock at the door.
Oh, darn it. Wait here, Jeremy. I'll be right back.
As soon as he walked up those creaky stairs, I knew this was my only chance. I rocked myself as hard as I could and I crashed on the floor. It was covered in sawdust and a whole cloud went up around me when I landed. And then I used my tiptoes to scoot myself close to his workbench. I kicked as hard as I could. My legs were still tied, but with every kick to the bench, I could hear knives rattling up top. I knew if I could just get a hold of one, I could cut myself free. That's when I started hearing him moving around the floorboards. I knew he was getting closer. The way his knife fell to the floor felt like slow motion. I can still see the shine of the light catching the blade. The clinking of an old fan in the background. Goddamn creaking floorboards. As soon as that knife hit the floor, I was after it. I knew I had to work fast and die trying.
Are there any correlations you can make with Tastee and Nelson, now that you know they're the same guy?
There's just no way. Mr. Nelson was a great guy. He used to bring the blue tornado bars to rehearsals every week. Oh, shit. Now that I think about it.
I hope you're ready to rock out to Sweetleaf this week, blowhole.
Who you calling blowhole, crankbait? I'm just kidding, Mr. Nelson. Hell yeah, I'm ready to rock. Let's break the knobs off.
Hold your horses, Pete. Don't you want to enjoy a tasty blue tornado bar first? They say it's the perfect jammin' fuel.
Whoa, blue tornado bars? It's not even summer yet. How did you find these?
I know a guy. All right, gut bucket, what do you say? From the top.
Holy shit. It was him.
So I just started cutting. I got my hands free, and then the gag, then my legs. I had to strategize an exit plan. I had the knife with me now, sharp as a razor. Part of me wanted to sneak up on him and just cut that ice cream head right the fuck off. But I didn't. There was a little storm window in the top corner of the basement. It looked just wide enough to get through. So it was either that or run upstairs and attack. So I tried to reach the window, but I wasn't tall enough, and I had to pull myself up with the chair I was just tied to. I had to move quick. The footsteps on the floorboards were getting faster and louder, and I could tell he was coming back for me. I carefully slid myself out the window, and as I went to close it behind me, I saw the basement door creak open. The last thing I heard was,
Hey, Jeremy, how does an ice cold blue tornado bar sound, huh?
I ran off as fast as my legs would move, and I made it to the Pine Barrens. I found a safe spot to bury the knife, partly so he would never find it again, and partly in case I needed to use it again one day.
Hold your horses. So you're telling me Mr. Tastee, the ice cream man, did all this to you, is that right?
Yes, listen, he has a freezer full of heads in his truck. You have to stop him. He tried to kill me. I'm not lying.
Right, kid. And who is this man, you say?
I told you, it's Tastee. I couldn't see his face. He wore his mask the whole time, and when he took it off, he wouldn't face me.
Son, if you're having problems at home, that's another department. But I can call him up here if you want.
You don't believe me?
I didn't say that, but it just sounds a little far-fetched. What was it again? The blue volcanoes and whatnot?
Blue tornado bars, all right? Listen to me. He has to be stopped.
Knock, knock. Hi there, Chief. I hope I'm not interrupting you.
Nonsense, Nelson. Come on in. This will be a good training exercise. Johnny.
It's Jeremy.
Tell him everything you just told me, with the volcanoes and popsicles.
I believe you, Jeremy. You're right. This man must be stopped.
Finally, somebody gets it. Yes, go. Arrest him. Hurry, please.
Just one more question, Jeremy. Where did you bury his knife? Exactly.
I told you it's in a safe place.
Are you sure you're in a safe place, Jeremy?
Wait, what is this?
Would you like a blue tornado bar? It's ice cold.
So that was it. That was 30 years ago. I moved out of the state after that and never looked back. How I got wrapped up in all this again? I just couldn't handle Tastee going free anymore. I made a pilgrimage back home a few months ago, back to the Pine Barrens, back to the safe spot. Part of me didn't want the knife to still be there. Like maybe it was all just a bad fever dream. But there it was, locked away 3 feet under the dirt in the same Aladdin lunchbox I buried it in. I dropped it off at the forensics lab. I told them 30 years ago a killer used this knife and his DNA should still be on it. That's when they connected the dots.
Aladdin lunchbox, how about that? Lawrence Simon Nelson was apprehended on August 13th, 2025. He led police on a high-speed chase through most of Wellsville before crashing his ice cream truck on the 300 block of Cranston. He was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Upon further investigation, the blood covering the inside of his truck has yet to be identified. The following is an actual recording from his interrogation.
Bullshit! How do you explain having 4 fucking severed heads in the freezer of your fucking ice cream truck, huh? Tell me.
The kids call it the Tastee Mobile.
Cut the shit, Tastee. Where are the rest of the bodies?
Did you look under the blue tornado bars? Or maybe they're next to the blueberry blow torches.
Mr. Comedian here.
Hey, Chief, run the forensics on these gloves. This guy's not going anywhere. Not for a long time.
I always knew there was something more to Mr. Tastee. More than just an ice cream man wearing a big swirly head. More than the last face we saw before summer was officially over. He was more than just a man. He was a monster.
Nightmare on Memory Lane, Mr. Tastee, the man behind the mask, was written by Zach Fieldson and produced by Jeremy Balin. It stars Danny Tamborelli, Michael C. Morona, Mr. Tastee, Jeremy Balin, Jake Smith, Al Delgado, and Courtney McGinnis. The show is part of the Seltzer Kings podcast network. For more information about the series, visit seltzerkings.com. Sleep well, kiddos.
Seltzer Kings
podcasts.